Hey guys, so I wanted to share a little bit about how we got started in the rental arbitrage Airbnb crazy journey that we've been on. We got started with our personal properties. So for those of you that don't know, when my dad got sick, we ended up taking him down to Mexico for some cancer treatment down there. And we said, hey, let's just throw our personal house on Airbnb and let's just see what happens. Let's see if we can get our mortgage covered. Well, we definitely got our mortgage covered, and it actually covered our mortgage and it covered our rent on our condo that we were living in down in Mexico for that month. And so when we got home, we ended up acquiring 2 more properties. We actually bought these 2 properties. And we were like, yeah, we're on to something. Like, this is great. The returns are so much better than having the long-term rentals, because at the time we did have long-term. We had 15 long-term rental properties. And so we were cash flowing anywhere between $250 to, I think our highest one was like $450 a month in cash flow. And so that was okay. But what we were finding is that by doing short-term rental, and when we first started out, we were only doing Airbnb. And by doing the Airbnb, we were able to generate some properties were over $1,000 in passive income. So this is above and beyond all of the expenses. This was $1,000 extra going into our pockets every single month for every property that we had. And so what we ended up doing is we sold a bunch of our long-term rental properties, and then we ended up going and starting to do this thing called rental arbitrage. And so we got into that literally because I was at a closing, and I'm a real estate agent as well, as most of you know, and I was at a closing and I saw this little for rent sign in the front of someone's house, and I called and spoke to her about it and told her kind of what our business model was and how I have clients coming into town all the time, and instead of putting them up in a hotel or telling them the best areas to go try to stay in, why don't I just have a property to say, hey, I can rent this property to you while you're looking for a house, and that's just like easy breezy, right? So that's what we ended up doing. That's how we got into it. And that's literally how we scaled the business. We could not have scaled this business the way that we did if we had been purchasing all of these properties. So we purchased our first 3 properties. We own 4, I think we own 5 at this point of our of our short-term rental properties. But all of the other properties we have rented. We have done rental arbitrage, which is what I teach now. And so that's how we literally scaled from 0 short-term rental properties to 11 short-term rental properties in a 12-month time frame. And that is exactly how we got started. So as always, if you have questions, please reach out to us. Follow me at Amanda the Traveling Realtor. And I look forward to hopefully one day doing business with you too. Bye-bye.